Dan Shinder here in Globe, Arizona, 100 miles east of Phoenix. Here with, I'm so thrilled to have, after a very long time of not having her on, Veronica Bellino, coming from an undisclosed location in the Northeast US. We can't tell where she is or they'll kick her out, right?
Yeah,
How have you been? It's been so long.
I know, I know. I think it was maybe like NAM or something, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there I
Yeah.
saw you.
Yeah, it's
But
funny
yeah,
because we've never done an interview this way. We've done interviews at the NAM show, and we
yeah,
did the interview with Brian Tichy and Joe Sutton's Ox and the Loon tribute that we did a documentary on. That was great.
right.
And
That was
but I
fun.
don't I don't remember if we've ever done this. So this is really cool. Getting caught up with you, and folks, we have so much to talk about. Go ahead and chime in. Tell us where you're watching from. Let us know if you have a favorite work by Veronica, and that might even change after I show a few videos, which ones you like. And also, if you have any questions for Veronica. But Veronica, since we've never really done a full length, like in depth video or interview, and it is video, I want to
Yeah.
start with this. Why the drums, and were drums your first instrument? Are they your only instrument? I know you write a lot of music, you produce a lot of music, and I don't even recall whether or not you play other instruments, but why drums and where do they sit in your music and
Yeah, that's a good question. I did actually start playing guitar was my first instrument when I was about 11 years old. I was a huge like Kurt Cobain fan and Courtney Love fan, and wanted to do the like lead vocalist guitar thing, and like eventually play in a band. So I did start on guitar and took some lessons and just got the basics down, and had some friends in school that also played instruments, and a girlfriend of mine had played the drums, and we would always talk about like getting together and starting a band, and no idea what we were doing. So I would go over friends' houses and like, oh, can I try your drum set, and just play a little bit and could play a beat right away. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like a really fun instrument, and just found myself really like honing in on it, and tapping on things, and like had that desire. Like, I think I really want to play the drums more. I really like it, and told my parents, and they got me a rented drum set at first and got me some lessons. Like, all right, well, let's see how you do with this. We got you a guitar, and we'll just ease into the drums and see, what's gonna stick here. And just at that point, I was like, yeah, drums is it. I just took off and studied and practiced every day. I still played guitar a little bit here or there, just like for fun, and write some songs on my own. But drums was really just became my number one instrument. So that's
sounds like
kind
they
of that's how it
became
started.
sounds like they came fairly natural to you, just being able to sit down and have the coordination and sense of rhythm and everything.
Yeah, that's what was interesting to me too, because just sitting down, not having any knowledge or anyone show me anything, I was like, all right, just like playing what I would hear on records and what my friends would play. Hold on, sorry, somebody's calling me. Let me
Tell
end
them I'm
that.
not here. I'm not here. Oh no, she accidentally hung up. She'll be back. This happened the other day with someone, with Aaron Emerson, actually, right before we started an interview, Steve and I, on our other show, Yes Shift. So that's really cool. Chime in, and if you're a musician, let us know what was your first instrument and how old were you when you started. And she's back. Here she comes. You told him I wasn't here, right?
Oh my god, I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't even know who that was. I tried to end it and I ended you by accident. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. Oh, who were some of your first influences, and has there been an arc from those influences to more recent times? And I ask that because I've seen you play the Who music, and I've seen you play some awesome hip hop music. So I'm
Okay.
wondering, how things morphed or got added onto or changed over the years.
That's cool. But before like starting from the beginning of that question, I just want to like acknowledge Aaron Spears,
Oh
who
yeah.
just unfortunately had passed away. Who, I mean, that caught up video blew my mind when I saw it for the first time. And I had never even really seen drumming like that. And I don't remember when I saw that video. It must have been that came out in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I was I was very early on into my drumming journey, and I saw that video. I was like, wow, this guy is incredible. I've never seen drumming like this. It really stuck with me and heavily influenced me. And I just want to acknowledge him because I was so gutted when I found out that he had passed that day. I was so upset. And I never met Aaron, but we happened to share the same birthday.
Oh,
and
right.
I know because he had passed like a week after our birthday.
Yeah.
And what, it was so nice. Like one year on social media, I follow him. I don't know if he followed me. I don't think he followed me, but somehow he saw a post that I had done about like it being my birthday or something. He was like, "Oh, it's my birthday too. Happy birthday!" Like Scorpio drummers. And I was like, "What a nice thing!" Like I don't really know him, and he just left me a nice comment like that. So I thought that was so cool and so sweet. So I just have to like give my like regard to Aaron and just say a little piece because I was really gutted by his passing, and he was such an incredible drummer. So definitely want to acknowledge him.
Thank you. And such a nice guy too. I did get to meet him once. Yeah, I think it was the 2019 NAMM show that I interviewed him at a Inner Monitor brand booth where he had his own design, and that was the first time I finally got to meet him and interview him. And from what everybody says that we both know who knew him, he was like one of the nicest guys anybody could be, and such an influential drummer on the contemporary scene for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, he was huge part of my learning and inspiration. But I have to go back to, answer your question. Like earlier on, I was big into grunge music and heavy rock and metal. So one of my main influences when I started was Igor Cavalera from Sepultura.
Oh,
which
one of the best bands out of Brazil. Just amazing. Yeah.
His drumming style was just something I just really like it just stuck with me, and it was such a cool style. The Territory is my favorite song. It has that iconic drum intro, and I did a cover of it with a bunch of other really badass girls that's on YouTube right now through Metal Injection. So
cool.
You can actually pull it up, I'm sure, on YouTube if you wanted to show it during a break in the interview if you want. So that was like, I'd say that's kind of my main influence that shaped me. And then I started getting into more like funkier styles, listening to Carter Beauford from Dave Matthews Band, Dave Weckl, and then Danny Carey from Tool. I loved his playing. David Silveria from Korn. So I felt like I had like an interesting, influential mix.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see if I could bring that video up without it being too messy. And what I mean by that is navigate a browser. Oh, my son is probably, Steve's producing in the background, probably just gritting his teeth going, no, don't, because we don't want the browsers to show in front of the screen just to clutter it up. But let me do this down here, and then I could pull it up in front of the screen. Okay, so what would I search to bring it up?
I would say Metal Injection Territory.
Territory, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this is it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, folks.
This groundbreaking plant method is helping
past the
people
commercial
lose weight while they
first.
sleep.
Oh, this
Doctors
is going to
have
be great.
developed a method
And I will pause it and then quickly size it to fit the window right here. Bear with us, folks. This is going to really be super cool. So glad you brought this up, Veronica. And I think I did this pretty cleanly. Let's check this out, folks. Dig it.
All right. Cool.
All right, folks, that's all you get. I'm going to grab the link and I'm going to put it in the comments so that you folks can go watch it on your own. Hey, that was so cool. I love how relaxed everybody is. Even the lead vocalist doing those vocals, everyone just looks so relaxed, and that's so cool. That was great.
Yeah.
That must have been fun.
Oh, it was a blast. It was a blast. That's like one of my favorite songs ever to play. So when
Now,
Frank,
I don't remember, Veronica, who was the drummer then? Was it Igor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Igor Cavalera at that time,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, very cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's some good
Yeah.
influence. Now, on that note, before you continue with the answer to that question, I'm going to show the piece you did, Godzilla, Eminem's Godzilla,
Okay.
so they could see a whole other spectrum of your playing, okay?
Sure.
Check this out, folks. This is super cool.
Patchy with a catchy jiggle, I stack chips, you better got a half-eat Cheeto. Filling with the venom and eliminate him, other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering, get nobody with a bit of kill him and dump the fucking bodies in a lake, obliterating everything is generated, renegade him, and make anybody who want it with a bit of frame. Don't nobody want it, but they're gonna get it anyway. I'm beginning to feel like I'm mentally ill, until I kill him and kill him and kill him. Be the vanilla gorilla, you're bringing the killer within me out of me. You don't want to be the enemy of the demon who in me, and being receiving enemy. What stupidity it'd be, every bit of me's the epitome of a spitter when I'm in the vicinity. Motherfucker, you better duck, or you finna be dead the minute you run into me. 100% of you is a fifth of a percent of me. Motherfucker, finish you, bitch, I'm available. You wanna battle, I'm available. I'm blowing up like an inflatable. I'm undebatable, I'm unavoidable, I'm undebatable, I'm unavoidable. I got a trailer full of money and I'm painful. I'm not afraid to pull them. Man, stop.
That's just so cool. That must have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
where
I
are
had a good
some of
time.
those influences beyond like Sepultura and that era? What got you into hip hop drumming, and who are some of the influences there? And then I want to show everybody Pump It Up, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
an amazing arrangement you did.
Yeah, it's funny because like you listen to hip hop and you don't think like, oh, there's a real drummer playing this. Like they're usually sampled or taken from somewhere else.
And then program it.
Unless you're talking about like Questlove from The Roots, of course, which I used to like love jamming to as well. So yeah, it's funny. Like I can't really say like, okay, here's a hip hop drummer that I really love. It's just sometimes things just set like have a hip hop feel, and just have that kind of bop, even like Korn, when I would listen to Korn, like David kind of had that style of playing a little bit. And I know Jonathan is a huge Run DMC fan, so they kind of like had that embedded in them a little bit. But in some point in the 2000s, I ended up joining this band that was signed to LL Cool J, and it was called 13, and it was pretty much a hip hop rock band. So it was like acoustic guitar with rap vocals and some singy choruses with this like hip hop backbone to it. And that, like, I was really playing a lot of hip hop in that band. So I honed in on that a little more during that time. And just like something that I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun to play, just like laying back a little, just being a little more groovy than just the hard hitting, heavy stuff that I like to play as well. So I took to that as well, and just something that stuck with me, especially with production, just mixing styles, mixing hip hop and rock and pop together, orchestral things, elements, like the God Power video that you have as well, that was released a few months ago. So, yeah, I just like to take all these styles and just have fun with it. I mean, to me, there's no rules in music, right? There's no limit. There's no rules. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I make music that I like, that I think is cool. I like to listen to. I listen to everything. So it's, if other people like it and are compelled to listen and inspired by it, then that's super awesome.
That's so cool. Let's talk about Pump It Up before we show the video. I know that
Sure.
you created this piece and you basically orchestrated this whole vocal arrangement of some of the biggest hip hop artists, right?
Yeah. It's been a while. I just watched the whole video when you posted it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, this video. And I haven't seen it in like years. And I totally forgot like what I did, what I used. So it's kind of like watching it fresh for the first time. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. Like,
It is
don't
cool.
ask me how, like, I couldn't even tell you where I found these things, these vocal samples. Like, I don't really remember. It was so long ago. But yes, I did take from a couple of different well-known vocalists that you could, I'm sure people will pick up on that when they watch it.
Yeah. I'm curious how many people will recognize. And Veronica's rocking the trash can lid. Like, I know a lot of drummers spend a lot of money on different cymbal brands to get that trashy sound. And Veronica just went organic, just went like grassroots. So here we go. Check this kid out. Note the trash can lid on Pump It Up. Check it.
Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the big pepper. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Anything you need, I got it. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Anything you need, I got it. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Feel the rhythm and the bass mark. Take this higher. AC to the C. AC to the C. AC to the C. And the top. Ping pong circulate. 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 Come on. Right up on my stress. Come on. Right up on my stress. You can't touch this. Come on.
So let's talk about how one goes about picking the right trash can lid for the sonic qualities they're looking for.
Just bring a drumstick to Home Depot and just go across the aisle.
There you go.
Yep, that's the one. All right, bring it up.
Nice. One of the things I love about that piece is, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of the music in hip hop, when it comes to drums and percussion, a lot of it's sampled, a lot of it's programmed, a lot of it's quantized. You're playing
Right.
it for real there, and it's some really great linear beats that someone would go to great extents to program on a drum machine or to program samples on a keyboard or whatever. So I love
Yeah.
that you have that. It's like a couple long ostinatos kind of put together, if you will, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
again, it was just something. I was at home and was practicing one day, like, oh, what can I do here? What's a cool counter rhythm for this vocal? And oh yeah, here's some hoedown vocals. Let's mix that with a hip hop vocal and see how that goes. Like, just like I said before, just having fun with it. I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but it was fun.
Looks fun. It sounds great. Talk about your band Life of Agony.
Sure.
That's got to be about
What do you wanna
marriage,
know?
right? No, I'm kidding.
Gotta be.
I'm
Say
kidding.
again, what?
It's
Gotta
just
be
got to
what?
be based on marriage, right? But I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, don't let the name fool you. It's a very very healthy environment, wonderful people to be around. We have the best time on tour. So one of the videos that I sent you for this was was live footage from one of our shows that I posted to promote this interview. And I was like, oh, there's actually a funny story like behind this video. If you want to play it, I'll talk about it after, so people
Okay.
can kind of see what
I-
I'm talking.
you know what?
It's 30 seconds. It's a very short video.
Yeah, let me look for it really, really quickly because I don't see it in my folder. But we
Oh.
posted it, right? So Steve must have
Yeah.
posted it. Okay, cool. Hold on one sec, or Steve,
Sure.
or no, Steve, if you want to, put the link in the comments, that would help me. Otherwise, I'm going to scramble and look for it real quick. Give us a moment, folks. Go right to the page, scroll down. I just got to let it catch up to us. There we go. Oh, here it is. Okay, I've got it. Okay, let me pull this up.
Okay. It's just a quick video. So
Yeah, you want to tell the story first?
whatever you think. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure,
go
I
ahead and
can
tell the story, then we'll show it. I have it ready.
Okay, so that song is from the verse of the song called I Regret, where it's kind of a weird, odd timing in the verse that goes into these hits that I need to count. Like, I don't really need to count in a lot of the songs. I just go by feel and just knowing the song. But that particular part in the song, like, I just have to count it out, right? And at some point we were talking about that song, and I guess I was telling Mina and the band, like, yeah, I have to counter in that verse because I have to know where I am, because it's just a little weird to follow without doing that. So like every show now since then, like my singer gives me this look, or she'll do something with her hand that like she knows I'm counting, and she's like trying to get in my head, and I can't, like, it makes me laugh every time, and I'm like, I'm gonna screw up the song if you keep doing that.
That's
so like
great.
I try not to look at her, and she does it in this video, so I just thought it was kind of funny.
I love it. There you go. Check it out. I'll move it up here for you. We gotta have her come into frame again. There you go. Oh, I love that beat. That's cool. That's awesome. That's funny.
It's so funny. You can see me laughing too, because she's doing
Totally.
this and I'm playing. I'm like, I know what she's doing, and I just start laughing.
So what do you folks have planned for 2024?
We have some things in the works. A lot of the summer festivals are coming together in Europe. We have some local shows in New York at what is it called, Mulcahy's in Wantaw. That's in January. I can actually get the exact dates in a second.
Coming out west at all?
We've been talking about it for a while, trying to put the right situation together, get the right bands together to do it. So I'm hoping that comes together next year. We'll see. You know, that'll be announced when it's ready to go.
That'd be great.
Let's see here. Let me just get that. Oh yeah, Wantaw, New York, January 12th, Mulcahy's. And then Salty's, Lake Como, New Jersey, that's January 13th. So anybody local in New York, New Jersey, we have some shows coming up there. And they're both also with Prong, the band Prong, we've been touring with for the past year as well. Yeah, awesome band.
Does she help them with their counting also?
No.
From the side of the stage. That's very cool. Let's talk about your work with Fox, which are whatever you're able to, embellish on without getting in any trouble. That sounds exciting.
Oh yeah, no, I just can't play any of the music, but
yeah.
I just did a few deals with Fox Sports for they bought out a couple of my songs. That was like a custom deal for them, that they wanted certain style, certain sound. So I did a couple of productions for them. One I'm singing on, and two that I produced with other vocalists. And I'm hoping, they play them, during the games, maybe the Super Bowl, fingers crossed on that. I'm hoping any clip that I get, of course, I'll post online. I'm sure I'm allowed to do that once it airs.
Yeah.
But it's been super exciting. And they've been playing my stuff through my publishing company for the past 2 years, just on NASCAR, basketball games, football games, NFL. So it's really exciting, and it's cool for me, because that's just songwriting and music production is something I'm very passionate about as well. I just really enjoy doing it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hours. So just these little wins, no matter how small or big they are, whether it's a placement, on a TV show or a game or a movie trailer, it's so satisfying and fulfilling to find out wow, 6 months ago I got placed on, on this show, and I got played on a couple of football games. It's just so cool and fun to see that happen when you put so much work into it. Yeah.
And it's all part of the bigger picture. It's part of your portfolio. It's stuff you can point to. It just, it builds you up. If you don't mind me asking, did they buy it outright, or do you also get royalties?
I also get royalties, but they own the copyright.
Are the
to it.
royalties different if it's a regular game versus playoffs versus the Super Bowl?
That question I don't know. It's all different. There's so many factors that come into sync licensing, like
Yeah.
the time of day and whether it's a background or a feature or this,
Right.
or what show it is. It's the network. There's so many things.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to answer those kind of questions. But yeah, I know it is. It's very different depending on certain things. Yeah.
That's great. And what are some other types of music that you've done sync licensing for?
Other types of music
Like genres,
I did. This was a couple years back, but there was a movie called Our Brand is Crisis with Sandra Bullock and Billy Bob Thornton were the main two actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a jazzy kind of track that I'd done that got placed in the movie trailer. Which was kind of a funny story. I was living in LA at the time, and I was like at happy hour with a friend or some friends, and I get a call from my publisher that it's kind of last minute, but we need a song for this movie trailer. It's kind of like along the lines of a Dave Brubeck jazz song. So I said, okay, well, I had a couple beers, but I will go home and see what I could do. So I put the song together, played some keyboard. And it was just like some light percussion. I think I took some brushes and I actually played it on my desk.
Oh, wow.
In my studio, like just a little, brush on the desk.
Yeah.
And they ended up taking the song and used it for the movie trailer.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to show another video and then have two quick topics to touch on. Here's yet another aspect to Veronica's playing. And I've actually seen Veronica do this in person. This is Busking, and this is a few years back on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But watch the stick work and I'm going to call it your makeshift low boy with the right foot, which is what preceded the hi-hat, folks, if you're not aware. But check this out. This is fun stuff. Oh, and I love the guy. I love the guy watching, bopping to it the whole time. This is cool. Check it out, folks. Love that. Do you still busk?
No, not really.
It's fun stuff.
I might set up the bucket in my basement or something just for fun, but I haven't been on the street in a while.
Cool. Here's a question from, he says, hey, Dan, hey, Veronica, new guy here from Belgium. That's funny. Joshua VP's on like almost every broadcast we do for the last, I don't know how many years. Yeah, he says, question, if I may, to you. What's your favorite Soul Searching Sun song?
Soul Searching Sun. I think my mind is dangerous on that record. I think that could be my favorite one.
Oh, cool. So Joshua, now you have something new to go practice too. Great. Thanks for the question, Joshua. I wanted to ask, what was it like playing with Jeff Beck, and how did that relationship come up?
So, I believe I was working for my dad's company at the time, in my office, and at my computer one morning, I see an email pop up on my email account. It says message from Jeff Beck. I was like, okay, what is this? I open the email and it says, this is Jeff Beck's manager, and he saw one of your videos on YouTube, would like to speak with you about working on some music with you and a new record and, you know, getting in the studio. And I didn't know if it was real or not. I was just very taken back by that. So I said, all right, you know, here's my number and tell Jeff to give me a call. See, I was like, are they really going to call me? We'll see. And 10 minutes later, my phone rings and it's a number from the UK. I said, holy shit. I said, it's real. So I pick up the phone and it's Jeff, and we're having a conversation in the middle of, you know, Elmont, where my office was for a sanitation company. I'm talking to Jeff Beck. And he said he saw a video of mine that he was really impressed and he wanted to do, you know, work with me. And I was like, yeah, okay, absolutely. Whatever you want to do. And I think it took a little while to like really happen, but eventually I ended up going out to England and getting in studio with him. We did the Classic Rock Awards there in London. And we also played at the White House in 2012 for President's Day. We did a show there for Barack Obama presidency and did a song there with him. And it was most incredible experience. Also was in the studio with him for a couple weeks doing new stuff. Some got released, some never got released, but just incredible experience. What a great guy. We really became good friends, you know, over the years, even though it wasn't, we didn't do a lot together. Like it was kind of short lived, like what we did together, but we kept in touch a lot. We would email, I would send him some music I was working on, and you know, you'd be like, oh, I thought of you the other day. I saw this like percussion show or something, and he'd email me. At one time, he saw me on the street in LA busking. He drove right by me and stopped. He was playing at the Greek Theater. This was like years later.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, I hear a voice. I'm playing and I hear, Veronica. And I was like, who the heck is that? And I turn, it's an SUV with Jeff in the passenger seat. He's like, I knew that was you. I heard it. I knew that was you. I'm like, Jeff, oh my God.
Oh,
it was
funny.
so funny. Yeah, I mean, he's such a great human being, man. Just a lovely human, so talented, such a distinct player.
Yeah.
You know, it was a once in a lifetime experience. You know,
what are some of the biggest takeaways that you got from playing with him, that you learned about playing or production or the process of recording or performing, anything in those areas?
The takeaway, I was nervous at the time. I feel like the takeaway for me was like, okay, I think I need to practice more. You know, I'm in the studio with Jeff Beck. You know, looking back, I mean, this is over 10 years now.
Yeah. 10
years so that we did that. And it's still, I'm just like, wow, to this day. I was like, I can't believe that happened, that was just a part of my life and a part of my story. Yeah, I think the takeaway was just like that life is incredible. Anything could happen at any time. From just a stupid video that you think nothing of, that I almost took down on YouTube, was seen by one of the biggest guitar legends in the world
ever, yeah,
and liked what I was doing and actually contacted me. Is just pretty incredible. Yeah. So just for me, in a kind of like I don't know, almost spiritual, like otherworldly kind of mindset, like wow, like anything really is possible. Anything is possible.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great advice too. So last question, this comes from a different department, actually. This is the Veronica Bellino Fun Fact segment. When you're not playing music, writing music, performing music, recording music, or producing music, what do you like to do outside of music?
I like to do anything that I think normal people do. Anybody does. I like to go out and hang out and go out to dinner. I love food. I love sushi. I love steaks. I love seafood. I love snowboarding. Going on a trip in February with my brothers. Cool. And I like to juggle.
Oh, really? Juggle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a
I've
little fun fact that
tried,
that
but
make
yeah,
people know. Yes, I
I
could juggle.
I've never been able to like get the hang of that. Yeah. I can play some crazy music, but I'm not coordinated enough to juggle. That's cool. Well, Veronica, thanks so much for taking time to join us. Would love to keep up with you, find out what you're doing as the year starts to unfold with your band. And if you come out to the West Coast, I'd love to connect with you. But in the meantime, feel free to send us anything that we can promote
Yeah.
for you, keep us up to date, and
Oh,
we'll do
cool.
this again.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. It was great to speak with you, Dan.
Thanks so much. Hang on the line after I say goodbye to the audience. And audience,
Okay.
thank you so much for joining Veronica and myself here on Drum Talk TV. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Drum Talk TV, youtube.com/Drum Talk TV channel, on Vimeo at vimeo.com/Drum Talk TV, and twitter.com/Drum Talk TV, or X, or whatever it's called this week. I can't keep up with that guy. And check out our new membership site, www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com. We've got some amazing things happening. Our first live stream concert at the end of January. And Veronica, tell everyone where they can follow you.
Oh, yeah, sure. My Instagram is a lot of action goes on there. It's Spirals88, Spirals with a Z at the end, not an S, 88. And Facebook, just /Veronica Bellino, I think, or VRock888, not sure. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm everywhere. Just search me. Not that hard to do.
Yeah. And Instagram. I forgot Instagram for Drum Talk
Instagram.
TV is at Drum Talk TV. Go figure. I don't know how we came up with that one. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We will see you soon. Happy holidays,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.